Hi, I'm Max.
And I'm Skylar.
Recently, we decided to start watching Bob's Burgers to see what it was all about.
And it didn't take us long to become completely obsessed with the show.
But one of the things we love the most about the show is the brilliant end credit sequences.
Which is why we created this podcast.
Each week, we're going episode by episode to talk about the elaborate end credits.
We're excited to have you join us right here on Bob's Credits.
We'll make sure the Bob's Burgers end credits get the credit they're due.
All right!
Okay, Chip Chipperoo on 16. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Got her. Got her.
I love when Louise is like, let her finish, Mom. Let her finish.
It's so good. I think I leaned over to you and said, that part's improvised. Sounds like it was improvised.
100%.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. Way too far ahead of ourselves.
I laughed so loud because I wasn't expecting that and I thought it was really funny. But I was also laughing so loudly because I wrote that into my synopsis too.
Oh, great. I love it. There's going to be a lot of on 16s in this episode. But for now, Chip Chipperoo, everyone. We are glad to be back here in your ears.
In your hearts.
That's the most important place for us to be. In your limos and on your trapeze bars. Oh, that sounds weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are not going to believe how excited we are to record today's episode. But before
You made that seem so trapeze. Oh, got her again. That's 2 in a matter of minutes.
Wait.
You did like a Santa Claus laugh at that.
I gripped
held
my
your
belly
too.
Okay. Do we have any business before we get into this very important episode?
We don't really have any business. I think this is a big episode.
So fuck the business.
We're very excited about it. I think we should get into a little Bob pun or Max pun.
Let's do it.
So we can get in this episode.
Well, you act as if I don't have a Skylar side.
No, I mean that's not business. Those are fun things. Not
they are in fact
the business
fun
is
facts.
fun always too. So
all right, let's do it. I think I
okay.
did a little. We're like talking over each other. I can tell we're just really excited for this episode.
I just started drinking my coffee and I'm already feeling it. So
woo. Okay, I think I did a little bit better last week than I have been doing. Let's see how it goes.
This week we are doing Store Next Door.
Fun.
Are you ready for your first pun, Skylar?
I am.
The House of the Rising Bun Bakery.
Bob's.
Max.
Oh, okay.
Hello, darkness, my old friend, blindfolds.
Max.
Yes. Takes all Rhines composting center.
Max.
Bob's.
You tried to trick me because we just started composting.
I know. I knew you would guess that was
you.
Me. Okay, this last one I kind of have to sing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Mama just killed a man. Legal representation.
I'm going to say Bob's, but I think it's you.
It's me.
Oh, honestly, that was so good.
Oh, thank you.
So good.
Thank you. I was proud of that one. And I'm so glad sometimes that I have this like microphone and this like P filter, whatever it does, to pop filter, whatever it is,
okay.
in front of my mouth sometimes because I feel like I give it away when I'm like beaming with pride.
Oh, Max is saying I can't see his face because of the microphone setup. So you were like smiling from ear to ear.
I was like, this is a good one, Max.
You were like Louise.
Done good. Yeah.
Like looking at Nat.
Yeah.
Anything she said, Louise is just like
nightmare
beaming.
Smile.
Yeah. Beaming a nightmare smile.
Okay, showing, I'd say, for you.
I'm proud of that.
I'm proud of that.
We're
both coming out of this proud, so that's good.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for Skylar's sides, the fun facts before the fun facts?
Dish it, girl. Jam. Power jam.
No, man. We're obsessed. We're
Obsessed.
just obsessed. So, recently, a young, heroic sophomore saved the life of a girl who was choking in his German class by doing the Heimlich maneuver. He saved her life. She was choking on candy. And do you know why he even tried to attempt the Heimlich maneuver?
Because it was German and it's Heimlich. I'm assuming Heimlich is German.
I think so too. Do you know why?
Because he saw the episode of Bob's Burgers with the Today is Tomorrow's Yesterday poster.
So close. Not right, though.
Oh.
So he credits Bob's Burgers for the reason why he could save this girl's life. Let me get a little bit more into the info because I was on Reddit and one of his classmates posted about the whole thing. So basically, this girl started choking, and nobody did anything. They all froze. Someone ran to get the nurse, and the nurse, didn't come help. So
good nursing.
Good nursing. It's like, who's the nurse from Bob's Burgers?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That sounds about right. Just too busy shaving people's heads. And so because nobody was doing anything, he got up and apparently very calmly walked over and did the Heimlich maneuver on her and saved her life. And he credits it to Season 1, Episode 10, when Fischoeder is choking and Bob actually goes and does the Heimlich maneuver on him. So it isn't the choking poster.
Wow.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, and it's also fun to know that there's multiple
Heimlich references.
References on the... I guess, you're in a restaurant, you're chomping on burgers, there's got to be,
some jokes there.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there's a third one. Well, no, that's in the credits of the poster one.
Oh.
In the credits, Bob actually does have to perform it.
Are we going to have a Heimlich watch, like we used to have Uvula watch?
Well, if you want to have a Heimlich watch, I have another Heimlich moment.
Okay.
Apparently in 2013 at Comic-Con, Bob's Burgers was handing out choking hazard posters, but it's written really in a humorous tone. It's all the family, all the characters are doing the Heimlich maneuver. It's hysterical. Would you like to see it?
I would. And if you are listening and would like to see it, this is up on our carousel on Instagram for this episode. We post a bunch of slides for visuals for you. Oh my God, I love this. And I love that they got Speedo Guy in there. This is so good. I hope you're looking at this. If you're not looking at it right now because you're driving or something, that's probably smart. But pull over to the side of the road.
We are talking about safety, so
yeah,
stay safe.
Yeah, we should probably make a Bob's Burgers poster about not looking at your phone while driving.
Why don't you read the second step for us a little bit and just give a taste of how funny it is?
Okay. The second step has Linda doing the Heimlich on Bob, who doesn't necessarily looks like he even needs the Heimlich currently. He's a little shocked what's going on. If choking, apply abdominal thrusts. Stand behind the victim. Wrap your arms around his waist. Whisper in his ear, "You're going to owe me big." Then make a fist. Place it above the tummy hole and below the bosom cage. Grab this fist with your other hand. Press inward and upward with 5 quick thrusts while repeating the phrase, "I'm a hero." Continue these thrusts until the object comes out or until you get distracted by something else. It's great.
It's so good. And as you were saying it, I was like, I think I might actually remember this. And it just clicked in my head how effective humor can be for retaining information. I don't think I'll forget that. So you're in luck.
Yeah.
Don't even chew your food anymore. We're good.
Yeah. The Animaniacs are the reason that I know the names
States?
of countries.
Oh, that's right. You can name them all.
United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru,
and
Republic Dominican. Oh, I'll keep going.
I know Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho.
Is that even a song? Or are you just saying, oh.
It was our elementary school play. So, if I need to list the states alphabetically, we're good to go.
Just don't ask us where they are, where these countries and states are on a map, a blank map. But then we're screwed.
No. Okay. So that's my little fun fact. Bob's Burgers saving lives. I think we need to give the hero some spotlight. Shall we listen to an interview with him?
Yeah, what's his name?
Diego Almeida.
Diego Almeida. Okay, let's hear what he has to say.
The teacher sent a kid to go to the nurse, and I ran up. Everyone moved away, and I just went into the position for Heimlich and did it a couple times, and then she spit it out.
Way to go. That is terrific. He says he learned that maneuver by watching a TV show called Bob's Burgers. So there you go, Mom. Let him watch a little more TV once in a while.
I love
newscasts.
Anchors and stuff like that. Watching a TV show called checks notes Bob's Burgers.
Bob Burger. All right, let's get into this episode, shall we?
Yeah, I am beyond excited. It's a wonderful episode. Skylar, can we have the title and synopsis for Season 8, Episode 8, as Biscuit Licks Your Face?
The title is V for Valentine-detta. Girl power on 16. When Jimmy Jr. takes Becky out for Valentine's Day, the limo driver Linda hires from Kissin' Coupons suggests they take Jimmy Jr. down and ruin his date. Meanwhile, Bob and Jean take a swing at Trapeze.
This episode came out on January 14th, 2018. It was written by Lizzie Molyneux and Wendy Molyneux and directed by Ian Hamilton. Let's not bury the lead.
One of the best episodes of Bob's Burgers, if not my favorite episode.
Introduces us to one of the most iconic recurring side characters on Bob's Burgers, Nat Kinkle.
And I'd just like to say she is fully baked. Like, they don't just throw her in willy-nilly. Her mannerisms, her offbeat humor, her weirdness, her lovability, her supportiveness is all baked in.
Her love of pink and purples.
All there.
Yeah, she is a phenomenal character. So well written. Good job, Molyneux sisters. And so well voiced by Jillian Bell.
So
just
good.
A great character. I do want to say we did like a deep dive into Next. We have over on Patreon, we have a series that we do every now and then, the evolution of characters. And we just did that not too long ago. Patreon.com/Bob's Credits. If you want to subscribe, you can get it with our lowest tier. It's a bonus episode. And we had so much fun talking about like doing a real deep dive into the character, not just what we learned from her in this episode, but
it was
over
so
the course
fun.
of the series.
Like,
yeah.
who doesn't want to just talk about Nat for an hour?
Yeah.
Oh my God, was it an hour?
It was almost an hour. Those episodes can get pretty long. There's a lot of information about characters.
It's true.
We'll get to all things Nat. How do you feel about this episode?
I just want to start from the beginning, because even before Nat enters this episode, I'm just hooked. And we meet Tina, and Tina has broken. The kids are at school. She is stuck in mode.
Such an important holiday for her, and she is absolutely crushed by Jimmy Jr., who is such a little asshole in this episode.
He's so bad. Well, like, I love the reveal of information. It's not just that he's taking Becky out instead of Tina. It's that Tina gifted him a picture frame and he put Becky in it. And that is when Linda is finally like, Nat, let's go take this dude down. But I want to talk about the beginning of the episode. Just from school to the restaurant, Bob's like, take her upstairs. We got to deal with this later. To them on the couch, the whole family is trying to figure out what happened. Louise is like, I'll make some calls. And it's so funny. And then one of my all-time favorite moments of this episode, which I can't believe I'm saying that because it feels like every moment of this episode is my all-time favorite moment of the episode. But when Bob and Jean pick Tina up to take her to her bed, and she's just like floppy noodles, and Bob is trying to carry her and support his sweet daughter. It just was so funny and heartbreaking at the same time.
Yeah, and Jean has to get the head.
Yeah.
It's just so heavy and
Yes.
floppy. I like when Jean says, I miss Tina's bones.
I bet she does too, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an inciting incident. And then Linda's like, we got to do a girls' day. And enter Nat from Kissing Coupons with the pink limo.
who is 100% on board with doing whatever it takes to cheer Tina up and would love to get some revenge on this boy, and it keeps pushing for it.
Also, it's just like every single joke is laugh out loud. Like all the Tom Hanks big limo jokes and getting like decapitated, they're all hilarious. Every single Louise interaction with Nat is hysterical. And this montage that doesn't cheer Tina up but cheers up us is an epic
Cheer up us.
cheer whatever. Words are just so hard. This is why we need to pay the Bob's Burgers writers more.
To write the script for this podcast too.
Yeah. We get this girl power anthem and a limo montage. Talk us through that, Max.
Well, we're going to get into the song a lot more. Spoiler alert for the end credits. But it's so fun. It's the perfectly written girl power jam.
And it just builds off icon. It kind of reminds me of the Runaways,
Yeah.
Joan Jett's first band, like
Sure.
Cherry Bomb.
Little bangles.
Yes, so it's so good. And then we end up at the tiramisu factory, and Nat, of course, got them a table. She's a well-connected woman.
Yeah, Nats, we learned so much that she's well connected in this town, probably from driving that limo around, having that limo service. We were asked recently on Patreon, another episode, a mailbag episode, what side character would you like to see have a spin-off or like its own episode? And we thought Nat would be a fun one because she has this like company where you could totally have stories about like all the different customers she has and all these connections she has. She's just a great character.
Remember that TV show that was really big, and it was about a weed dealer in New York? I think it was HBO. He rode
High
his bicycle.
Maintenance.
High maintenance.
Yeah.
It's Nat in a limo driving around Seymour's Bay. I think you could like learn so much about Seymour's Bay from just watching Nat drive around there.
I say make it happen, especially because Jillian Bell has proven herself to just be such a good comedic actor and dramatic actor too. But I just think that character and she would shine on their own show.
I totally agree. I hate to say this because I'll take Nat in any circumstance. I think this episode is so much stronger than the episode where we re-meet Nat and do the drive to her ex's house to return like the snake or something like that.
Yeah, I mean that's a great episode too.
It is a great
because Nat's
episode.
so good, but yeah, this is definitely stronger. I think.
Yeah, I love it so much.
I do too.
So we're at the tiramisu factory, and
If tiramisu's not cheering Tina up, I don't know what to say because I want to go to this tiramisu warehouse.
I know you do.
I love tiramisu. Mine and Skylar's wedding cake was tiramisu.
It wasn't tiramisu. It was a tiramisu inspired cake.
There was tiramisu, yes. Flavoring.
Can you tell who put the order in?
Yeah, do you want to put a picture of our tiramisu wedding cake in the carousel?
We don't have a picture.
We don't have a single picture of
We
it?
don't.
We do. I think we have some somewhere.
Okay. We have, yeah, I think the photographer got some. It's so good, and I'm so excited for our first year wedding anniversary because we get to bring that cake. We didn't get to enjoy the cake because you're so busy on the day of your wedding.
Yeah.
So I cannot wait to break that cake out from the freezer. Just dig into it.
I can't either.
Oh, I love when Nat proposes, the dead horse head situation. And I love when Linda's like, you guys said dead horse like 3 times and Tina didn't even say anything.
Poor Tina. But then they decide to go stink bomb Jimmy Jr.'s date. And Jimmy Jr.'s an asshole.
Okay,
And-
let's talk about how, okay, I already said this, but there's a reveal that the picture frame thing, and Linda's like, let's freaking go. One, I have to say, does this restaurant not make you crave like Tex-Mex or Mexican
Oh,
food.
so much so.
So
especially
deeply.
when Tina is scooping the guacamole off her boob with the chip. I'm like, I want a chip and guacamole so badly.
I know. I'm like, I want those enchiladas because it's not something we make at home like that frequently. You got to go get some really good cheesy enchiladas.
Real quick, how many shirts do you have that have had guacamole spilled on them?
So many.
Okay.
So many. It's so sad.
Something about guacamole that's just so spillable.
Well, I guess because I like make it from scratch, so it's kind of avocados like flying everywhere.
I just like seeing like violent like chopping and like the avocado up in the air, like you cook like a cartoon character.
Louise specifically. Okay, so let's talk about Jimmy Jr. because we have done. Was it a fan theory?
We are promoting Patreon like no, I love it.
Just
I think
organic.
we've done some really fun stuff over there, and I just really think people would enjoy it. But
Well, Jimmy Jr. is a character that I deeply love to discuss, and we did a whole fan theory about why Jimmy Jr. is so mean, and it's a really interesting episode. So it gave me so much more sympathy for him, and I have so much compassion for him in an appropriate way for how mean he is to Tina, or apathetic he is to Tina, but this is mean.
well, because he does it to Becky too.
But then he's so mean to Becky. He's like, well, I'm not into you anymore. And then he's like, well, Tina, do you want to stay? And I just wanted to be like, no.
He also gets Becky's name wrong when he picks her up. It's
3
like
hours
mentioned,
late.
It's mentioned. So he calls her Betsy when he picks her up for their date late, which is kind of a kickback to Tina in Burger War. He calls her Tracy.
Oh,
Way back
come
when.
on.
Yeah, not cool, Jimmy Jr.
Not okay.
He's a little selfish, self-centered. Yeah.
This is just so emotionally ignorant
Yeah.
to me. And a little bit of like, okay, I'm seeing who your father is. Even though I think he will turn out to be a very fine young gentleman, despite his horrible father. This is Jimmy at his lowest. And
he deserves to be stink bombed.
he deserves to be stink bombed. And I think that's what's so fun about the episode is because you get all riled up and you're like girl power on 16, you know? It's fun to root against him in this really big way. But then we get the most wonderful girl power lesson of all. Tina's like, I'm going to ruin Becky's date. And it's like, it's the classic, why do we punish like the other woman when a man is cheating? Like, and it's so natural because we have been taught as women that we have to be the prettiest or the best and that there's only room for one. We aren't taught to embrace each other because we've been raised with this like scarcity of like, well, am I going to be wanted by a man? And so it's this competitiveness. And that's where sometimes we go as women. And that's where Tina went.
Yeah. And as she learns, like Becky had like no clue. It was like, as soon as she found out, she was like, I'm out of here with you. Let's get out of here.
She found out that Becky was a victim of exactly the same thing. And that's what makes the end credits so amazing is they bring Becky in. Linda has this pep talk about what, empowering other women looks like. And Becky gets to join the fun for the last end scene of the episode. It's just a great lesson. I was walking Biscuit the other day, and my neighbor, who's really cool, he stopped me and asked me what my Wagstaff sweatshirt was, and I told him it was from Bob's Burgers, and he was like, oh, my 15-year-old daughter loves Bob's Burgers, and he was just like, it's just so nice. There are things you don't want your kids to be into. It is so nice when they're into when they're into something really cool. And I was like, yeah, and there's lots of lessons to be learned in Bob's Burgers, but they're never preachy, and I think that's so important. So can you imagine watching this episode as like an 8-year-old and what you learn from it? It's just cool.
Yeah, I completely agree. When I was 8 years old, I was throwing stink bombs in like neighbors' mailboxes.
I can't believe you did
apologize.
that.
I don't want to give anyone ideas out there, but I did that.
Well,
Used to buy stink bombs to be able to buy them off like the ice cream man truck.
you bought stink bombs
Yeah.
off the ice cream man.
Yep.
I have to know who this ice cream man was.
I would get myself a bar that was a cartoon character with crappy gumballs in the middle and some stink bombs.
This is my favorite story that I've never heard before.
Mm-hmm. I apologize to all of my neighbors who now know that was me. Probably knew it was me already.
Really? Were you like
I think I
the
was just
Dennis
like,
the Menace?
well, I think I was just like the only like kid of age who would throw stink bombs into a neighborhood mailbox right like within. I should have gone a little further from my own home, I would say, to like make it less obvious.
You're such a little stinker as a kid, and now you're so risk adverse.
Well, that's why I have faith for Jimmy Jr.
Yeah, totally. Do you think Jimmy Jr. learned anything?
I think he learned that adults can be scary because he was like, "Whoa, this fully grown woman's coming at me."
He was
better
like,
get my shit
"Who
together."
are you?
I think he does. I think he takes it in eventually. Do you want to talk about the B story? We haven't even mentioned the B story, which is one of your favorite Bob and Jean pairings.
I say it all the time. We don't get enough of them, which I think is good. Like, because when you pair Bob and Jean together, it makes it so special because it's so rare. And I think this will forever be my favorite Bob and Jean moment. And we should definitely post a photo of this. So Linda's kissing coupon that she picks for Bob is to do this trapeze situation. And they both get too scared and they have to talk each other through it. And it's a whole night of bonding through utter fear of losing your life by plummeting to the ground. And when they're walking home from the wharf, they just have like the sweetest bonding moment. And I think Jean says, "I love you, Dad." And Bob says, "I love you too." And I love yous are not overused on this show. And it's really, really sweet. And when they hold hands and it's a shot from behind both of them, I want to die.
It's so cute. Yeah, we got a screenshot of that.
It's so sweet.
And they're still in like their little trapeze outfits. It's great.
Yes. I don't know. We've talked about this somewhere before, but the way their frills flutter in the air when they're doing the trapeze things, the frills on their collar, I just love it so much.
So we meet these two trapeze artists.
Hup, hup.
Yeah. So let's get in some voice actors, some guest
Let's
voice
do
actors
it.
other than Jillian Bell as Nat. The two trapeze artists are Jerry Flanagan and his brother Tim. And Jerry is voiced by Wyatt Cenac, who is back. But last time he was Nick, the guy who works concessions at the planetarium in the last Bob Jean pairing, which is interesting.
Interesting.
That he's voicing these,
He's like their fairy godmother.
kind of, yeah. And his brother Tim is voiced by a funny stand-up comedian named Ron Funches, who is also voices Jerry Shaw on The Great North. He's Honeybee's brother on The Great North, for you
Okay.
Great North people. And we last heard him on Bob's as Horseplay in The Equestronauts.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Becky Crespi, speaking of The Great North, is voiced by Minty Lewis, who is one of the co-creators of The Great North with the Molyneux sisters.
Really?
Yeah.
I love it.
Girl
Girl power
all the
on
way.
16.
All the way. Do you want to get into some fun facts here?
Oh, I would love all the fun facts.
Okay. Speaking of girl power, we learn that Gretchen is now working at the salon Daimia River.
I mean, the name. Every
Which-
detail in this episode is perfection.
It's always good with the store names, which means she either lost or quit or works double job because she's not at the Special Girls store anymore.
Oh, that's true.
Which is also the last time we saw the girls pair off. That's the planetarium episode, I
Yeah.
think. Interesting, right?
very interesting. I didn't see that gig lasting that long anyhow.
Yeah, that store might be shut down, to be honest. This is according to Fandom, where we get most of our facts, so take it with a grain of salt. But a seaplane can be seen in the background of one of the scenes by the jetty that appears to be upskirt Kurt's plane, Shoshana from Seaplane.
No way.
I'll see if I can find that for our carousel.
Okay.
The phone number that Tammy gives Louise,
201 number. Is that
yes,
New Jersey?
is for Northeast New Jersey, which
Yep.
helps confirm the fact that this takes place in New Jersey somewhere.
It does indeed.
And finally, this episode earned the show's 7th consecutive nomination for Outstanding Animated Program on the Emmys, but it lost to Rick and Morty. Boo.
I'll never get over that.
No, it should have won. Other than that, do you have anything else you want to say before we get to the end credits?
I don't think so. I just think it's a perfect episode.
I do too. It's a wonderful, wonderful episode. I never get sick of it.
I was
love
going to
it.
say that. Like, it's very rewatchable.
Yeah, we've watched this one so many times. You know, some of these episodes we said we like stopped rewatching because we wanted them to kind of be fresh for this podcast as we go through the series. This one we've watched so many times, and it's always phenomenal. But the last moment we get before the end credits leads us into the end credits. The girls are all in the limo, including Becky, and they're about to go full Thomas Hanks for this end credit sequence.
Let's hear it.
We doing this, ladies?
Let's do it.
Okay, I want you to repeat after me, and I'm taping it on my phone. Ready? I will not sue you if I get decapitated.
Will not sue you if I get decapitated.
Let's eat some bugs! Yeah!
Look at this, Thomas Hanks!
Who's big now, baby?
Oh my God! This is a girl power jam! We're all girls, no mans!
I think I just caught a little joke that I didn't hear before. Linda goes, "Oh, my face." I think a bug
Yeah.
hit her in the face.
Yeah, they tossed that one in there. It's great.
So good.
So tell me, end credits, what happens at the very end there, and how does it...
They peel off into a donut in an abandoned parking lot. All of them are in the, what is it called?
Sunroof.
And then the end credits come up. We have the left side of the screen, the end credits, vertical. And the first shot kind of is from the last scene. They're still in the parking lot, it looks like. And they're
But
all...
now we've gone to the classic kind of like where just the characters are in color and the backgrounds and stuff in the limo are all in black and white.
Exactly.
And yeah, they're all popping out of the sunroof.
Yep.
And
Louise has her makeup on. We didn't even talk about that iconic moment.
Yeah, that makeup is so good. And it's so... some of my favorite animation in the episode is when
Which-
she's like eating
The tiramisu.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
And you
makeup's
see, like,
so funny.
You can see like her actual mouth, but
Yeah.
it looks so funny with the makeup.
Yes. I love when Nat, I think it's one of the best line deliveries. She's like, "And you, what were you going for?" And Louise is like, "Nightmares."
So good. And then we get a close-up shot of Nat as she's driving the limo. She's in color. The inside of the limo is now black and white. And you can see Louise's little feet dangling. I don't know how
She's on
she
her
is.
tippy toe.
She is using that arm strength to hang out that window because her feet
She's
are
not
dangling.
on the backboard.
No, it looks like her feet are dangling.
That girl has some
Unless
arm strength.
she's on the backboard. What do you think?
It could be a tippy toe. I don't know. Like, she kind of looks like she's gripping with her arms. I think Louise would do anything not to miss out on this moment.
Yeah, I just don't know how she holds up spinning with her little 9-year-old arms. That's some arm strength if she's actually dangling. I
It's
think you might be
true.
right that she's on her tippy toes,
Yeah.
but it's funny to think that she's dangling.
Yeah, it's very funny.
And then it cuts to a shot of Daimia River. And you can actually see when you pause it, which this will be in our carousel also, Gretchen is working in there in the shot.
Going to salons and getting glam, dancing in a fountain and getting wet.
You can see Gretchen is dancing, so she's clearly listening to this girl power
Really?
jam. Yeah, she's dancing a bit.
Oh, that's cool.
As the limo then drives by Daimia River
Yep.
with the girls all hanging out the sunroof, this is all in color.
And we can now see that the song is recreating their night.
Yes.
So they got makeovers. Then the next shot is they drive past the fountain where they splashed around in that
Which
montage.
looks very much like the Friends fountain. I think it's supposed to look like the Friends fountain.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is so funny. Like, this is so fun in a fountain. Like, is it? I don't know.
To like swim around in a fountain?
I
Like,
don't know that
mean
you
in
can
Friends?
swim. Yeah.
In Friends, they swim in it, right? They like get in it. Yeah.
They don't swim in it.
Yes, they absolutely do.
No, they don't.
Oh my God. They absolutely do. Chandler comes up and like spits out some water.
Okay.
And David Schwimmer is swimming.
Swimming. Okay. Whatever.
He's all wet. I can't believe you don't know that they swim in the fountain.
I thought they played in the fountain.
There's swimming in the fountain.
They're doing laps in the fountain.
They're not freestyle swimming in the fountain, but they're like getting in the fountain. Yes.
There's a big difference between getting in the fountain and swimming in the fountain.
There is like it's enough to say they're swimming in the fountain.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
They're not
Whoa.
like backstroking back and forth, but they're swimming.
It's very serious about this.
We get the security guard coming in with the light.
Love it.
And then it cuts to the beach.
They're scaring some fish in
Yep.
the water.
Let's see.
It made me so sad in this montage in the show, in the episode. Tina's just watching them do all the fun things and nothing's helping.
Fathering some fish with no regrets. Eating up some treats with our mom and friends. Hoping that this night never ends.
They drive by the tiramisu warehouse,
Love it.
and then they drive by the trapeze school, and Bob and Jean are up there stuck holding hands.
Just still gripping onto each other for dear life.
I love that they were like, look, this is the girl power jam.
Yes.
And I'm talking about like the writers of the show, the creators of the show. But we got to get our boys in there too.
Yes, but it's a great juxtaposition. Like, these girls are free and empowered and their heads are out the window, the sunroof.
And the boys
are just stuck.
and terrified. And they could use some girl power.
I
right
can
about
just
now.
see Louise being like, is that Dad? Of course that's Dad.
Yeah. So then we get a close-up of Nat again in the limo, and now we see more legs.
Louise is totally on the backboard, don't
She
you think?
is, yeah. She's tippy-toeing on the backboard, and everyone else is standing on the seats.
This is a girl power jam. We're all girls. No man. Girl power on 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Let her finish, let her finish.
13, 14, 15, 16. Girl power. We're all girls.
No man.
So the final shot is the sunroof shot from the beginning again, where they're all in the parking lot and they're popping out of the sunroof. But then
Wait, hold on. Let's back up. So first you have the parking lot scene again, but Nat's driving and it's just a close up and it's so fun because you can tell she's just doing like an intense donut. There's like so much spinning. Then we see the girls spinning up through the sunroof. And then what happens?
Nat pops up and joins them.
Who's driving?
Yeah, it
Who
doesn't matter.
knows?
Maybe she tied rope
Tom
to
Hanks?
the. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know, but I love it.
I love it too. I love that they got the countdown in
my
there,
God.
and the letter
Hysterical.
finishes with like in the song are so good.
Hysterical. I also like the everybody claps twice, which is fantastic.
Do you want the full lyrics?
I do, but before you do that, I want to know if anyone around my age loved the movie Center Stage as much as I did and loved the limo montage where they're going through New York in a limo, sticking their heads out of the sunroof to the song we'll be friends forever.
It's one of my all-time favorite movie moments.
Please DM me if you have seen Center Stage. Please.
Girl Power Jam lyrics. This is a girl power jam. We're all girls. No mans. Going to salons and getting glam. Dancing in a fountain and getting wet. Bothering some fish with no regrets. Eating up some treats with our mom and friends. Hoping that this night never ends. This is a girl power jam. We're all girls. No mans. Girl power on 16.
1, 2, 3, 4. Let her finish. Let her finish.
I'm not even going to say we need highlights and lowlights. These are phenomenal in credits. The song is fantastic.
The retelling of the episode through the song is fantastic.
Should we just score them?
11.
Okay. We
He's
score. She always forgets that we score on a scale of 1 to 10 H's at the end of Tina's But I think this one we could go 1 to 16.
Oh.
How do you feel about that?
I feel so good about
I mean,
that.
it counts as a 10, but Are you ready to do this?
Yeah. Let's say our answers on 16.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 16.
Oh, I thought we were actually going to count to 16. Let me finish.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
16, which is a 10, but a 16 is special. special. No
Nobody's
question.
keeping score.
No question. One of my favorite end credit sequences from the show.
Yes.
And love the song. Nat, you are welcome on the show anytime.
I love this show. Who wrote the song?
That's a good question.
I need to
We should
send
look that
them-
up.
I need to send them a flight of tiramisu.
Oh, send me a flight of tiramisu. Are you looking it up?
Yes. Oh, of course. Composer, John Keith.
Mm-hmm.
Composer, Wendy and Lizzie Molyneux.
Of course.
Lyricist, Wendy and Lizzie
It
Molyneux.
makes sense. Thank you for giving us the gift of this song and of Nat Kinkle, Molyneux Sisters.
I'm obsessed.
Those are the end credits to V for Valentine-detta. Thank you, everyone, for listening. You want to see those images that we all talked about? Follow us on Instagram, Bob's Credits. Follow us on TikTok, Bob's Credits. Follow Skylar on Instagram.
No crying and cooking.
Follow me on Instagram. Oh, hello, it's Max. And leave us a review. I
Yeah.
don't know why I put a question mark at that. Leave us a review, !
It really helps us out.
And it means the world to us. And we love reading.
It's
What-
just a fun way to connect with y'all too,
Yeah, it is.
because we're in like a little box talking to ourselves right here.
Yeah.
So it's a fun way to connect. Or if you don't want to leave us a review, DM us.
Yeah,
Let's get a
but-
convo started.
But leave us a review.
But leave us a review.
It's a great way to help us out.
Yeah.
And, just show your support of the show.
Yes.
Anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
I don't know how to end it, Max.
Stay stinky.
Stay stinky.
There you go. We stink bomb them on the way out. Little
I
Max
love
will be
it.
so proud.